Hey there guys, CrossFlux here, and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Red Rescue Team. In the last episode, we completed Mount Thunder and got Shiftry back. In today's episode, we're heading off to the Hill of the Ancients in order to learn more about why we became a human. And off screen, I ended up doing a little bit of level grinding, and I recruited a new team member, an Aron, which I named Cobalt. So I just wanted to check in on that. I also leveled Pokey up a little bit, but I don't think I'll be taking him with us since he's still way too low of a level to be of any use here in the Great Canyon. So without further ado, let's head off. This is the Great Canyon, huh? The peak's called the Hill of the Ancients. According to Alakazam, it's on the 13th floor. Let's do our best. Well, since the hill's on the 13th floor, that means we only have 12 floors of a dungeon to tackle. So, the early parts of the Great Canyon here are filled to the brim with grass types, so I'm going to have to be careful. And if you have a water type partner as well, definitely be careful. Your fire types will shine in this area, as well as electric types, since there's quite a few flying types throughout the entirety of the dungeon. Major layout of Great Canyon is lots of hallways that connect kind of a top side and a bottom side together. So it's fairly easy to navigate, but it's a little hard to get to the room that you may want to get to since they're really isolated from one another. There's not really too many rare items or anything here. Some of the most common things I find is just money and like berries and stuff like that. But it is possible to find a lot of held items like power bands and special bands. And occasionally you'll find some gummies and TMs, but nothing too crazy or anything like that. Let me see, I'll show you my items real quick just to kind of give you an idea of what I have. There's nothing real specific, again, it's just kind of generic stuff here. I brought a few extra reviver seeds just in case something crazy happens. So I'll go ahead and go over some of the major threats of the dungeon here. Early on, you can find Doduo, which knows the move Pursuit, which I believe I briefly mentioned in the flying maze of the Makuhita Dojo. Basically, it's a status condition that you can put on yourself, and whenever you take physical damage, you're able to reflect that same amount of damage back at your foe. So basically, if you're not able to one-shot Doduo while it has Pursuit up, then it's probably going to kill you in return. Alternatively, you can get around that by throwing rocks or using ranged attacks on it. So that tends to be what I do. Another Pokemon in this dungeon that has access to Pursuit is Murkrow on some of the middle floors. So both the flying types here have access to that. So you're going to have to be careful about that. Another annoying status that a lot of Pokemon in this dungeon have, and by a lot I mean just you'll find a lot of them, is the Heracross. Heracross has access to Endure, which basically makes it that no matter what, for as long as Endure is active, its HP cannot fall below 1. So that includes statuses and items, so you can't even poison it and have the poison get around the Endure, because he'll just stay alive. In fact, if you status him at all, that's going to be bad, because Heracross has the Guts ability, which boosts his attack even higher if he's poisoned or burned or paralyzed or anything like that. So Heracross is definitely a tough foe to take down. If you ever see one on screen, I recommend softening it up with Graveler Rocks and then going in for the kill before it decides to use Endure. But other than that, if you found yourself in a position where it is enduring, just tell everyone to back off and wait for that Endure to run out before you try and finish taking it out. But guys, I know it's a little bit soon going into the speed up compared to how I normally do dungeons, but honestly there's not too much to say about the Great Canyon. So without further ado, let us begin. Alright guys, that was quite a long dungeon, but we finally made it through. This is the Hill of the Ancients. Look, over there. Skipper, is that Xatu? Excuse me, are you maybe Xatu? Hello? Maybe he doesn't hear me? Hello? Hello? It's useless. He's not responding at all. Maybe he's sleeping while on his feet? What should we do? I don't want to attack him, so... Tickle him? Okay, it's worth a try. It's no good, Skipper. He's not responding. Okay, maybe he's just really slow. Was he just dense? Witness it, the sinking of the sun. Indeed, I am Xatu. You discerned my true identity. You are not an ordinary sort. Guessed your identity? That's a bit much. No, I can tell this. You there. You are no ordinary Pokemon. You are human, yes? How can you tell that? All day, I stare at the sun, unblinking. I am blind. It gives me sight for all things, the past and the future, too. If you know, please tell us, Xatu. Next to me is my friend Skipper. He woke up one morning as a Pokemon, and without any memory of a human. Can you tell? The calamities of nature. There have been many in recent times. They occur because the world's balance is upset. And you're becoming a Pokemon? They are tied together. Inseparably so. Wait, Skipper becoming a Pokemon and the natural disasters are related? What do you mean? What does Skipper have to do with the natural disasters? What is it? Why did you clam up? Please, you have to tell us. There are bigger concerns, I'm afraid. The world's balance must be restored, or the unthinkable shall befall our world. You're serious? The whole world, the unthinkable is coming? Every day I see it. The same future, every day. I dread it. Xatu, I fear it. The world's destruction. Keke, isn't that a surprise? That Skipper was human. That's going to be useful. This should be interesting, Keke. Alright guys, nothing good can come from Gengar knowing this information, I'm sure, but we'll have to find out the repercussions of all the stuff that we've learned in the next episode. Thanks so much for watching, and remember to have a blessed day. See you guys then.